How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. I'm here in my garage, as you can see, and today I'm going to be doing an oil change on my 2017 F150. This car has the 5.0 Coyote in it, and yeah, I'm just going to go right ahead, do an oil change. It's about time I want to service it, so I'll get right into it and show you guys how to do it. So just briefly, before I get into the oil change service, I wanted to introduce this truck. I haven't made a full video on it yet, but if you're interested in that, let me know. But just a quick rundown is this is a 2017 5.0 Coyote with the 6R80 transmission in it. If you know anything about Fords or trucks, this kind of setup, from what I've been seeing, is pretty bulletproof, and I've had it for about 3 months now, and I've had nothing but good things to say about it. It's one of my favorite purchases easily by far. I still have the Z, and actually I did spark plugs. I did an initial oil change. I changed the diffs. I'm about getting ready to do the transmission service, but it's already due for another oil change as I took it down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. I towed my girlfriend's car, as you can see here. We're wrapping up with Christmas lights, but it towed this down from Jersey to Tennessee, no problem. And I've had nothing but good things to say. It's super comfortable, nice and quiet. Definitely a long way from what I'm used to. I daily drove my Z for about, 4 or 5 years. So that car was definitely not as comfortable as this. So I still have the Z, but I'm not planning to do crazy things to this truck, but I want to keep it clean, reliable, and I'll show you guys anything I do to it. I already got some stuff on the way for it, and if you have any recommendations of things I should do to it, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. But without further ado, I'm going to show you what you need, and I'm going to get right into the oil change. So right here I have the oil I'm going to be using for this truck. I do prefer using 530. Ford does call for 520, but from everything I've seen so far, I just decided to go with 530, full synthetic of course, and I use Valvoline Restore and Protect. I've heard really good things about this oil, and I've actually have this oil in the truck right now, and I have nothing to complain about. As long as you do your oil change service regularly, I don't think you're gonna have any issue, but you can pick what brand or what weight is best for you or what you think with your own research, but this is what I'm gonna be using. So the car takes 7.7 quarts, but I just get 2 5-quart jugs. It's a little cheaper that way, and you know, you can always have extra oil for the next oil change or to top it off if you burn a little bit of oil along the way. I like to do my oil change interval service at every 4,500 to 5K. I'm doing it at 4K right now for this service because I did some towing and put a little bit more stress on the motor. Not that I think it's super necessary to do it super early, but I'm just gonna do that. So, yep, here's the oil I use. And then for the filter, I just go OEM Ford Motorcraft. Here's the part number if you have the same car or truck, but you can get these at your local parts store, or Rock Auto usually has them on sale for a pretty good discount. So I usually get a couple of these at a time, but yeah, this is what you'll need, so nothing too fancy. So the only tools you're gonna need is a oil catch pan. So you can get a jug. This one you can get off Walmart. It's a 16 quart, so just make sure it has enough capacity for the oil that's coming out of the truck. And then you need a wrench with a 15mm socket for the drain plug. Luckily, this is a 2017, so it doesn't have that Ford plastic twist drain plug, but it has a normal bolt. So in this case, you just need a 15mm. You can use an oil filter wrench if you don't know how tight the oil filter is. These will help get it off. Luckily, I did the oil change last, so it should be just hand tight, so I might not need this, but if you do, you can grab one of these at an auto parts store. And then lastly, just a funnel. Luckily, with it being a truck, you don't have to jack it up. If you're a little bit bigger or it makes you, have more space, you can get it up in the air, but I'm small enough to where I can crawl under it. So that's something I really like about trucks so far. But yeah, that's a pretty small list of tools. So I'm gonna slide under here. Creeper will help too, so I'm gonna use that, slide under the car, and just get to draining the oil. So the first thing I like to do is go ahead and pop the hood, and then that'll give me access to the engine bay, of course. Let's find the hood piece. And you'll see right here is where you fill the oil. I like to crack this loose before I drain. It helps with some flow. So just leave the cap kind of in place. I also pull the dipstick out just slightly, which is over here on this side. This would just also help with airflow, but now I can crawl under the truck and get to cracking the drain bolt loose and draining the oil. So with the oil draining, I like to now loosen the filter. The oil filter is located right in the front. It's kind of a weird location, but you can either get your filter strap wrench on it to loosen it, or it's hand tight. I like to go right underneath and turn it to the left. Now the trick with these is to loosen it slowly and not all the way. That way it can drain through the back without making a mess. So as you can see, I just loosened the filter slightly, like I said, and it goes into this little plastic catch pan. and it'll slowly drain out the back port, which is directly under here. As you see, it's a slow trickle. If you loosen it all the way really fast, it'll come down this kind of guide way and come out this spout right here, and you can have a catch pan down there. But honestly, I find this way the cleanest, but you could do whatever you want. So I just let it trickle like this for a while. Once it fully drains out, then I'll take the filter completely off, put a new filter on, and just wipe this kind of section of the tray rather than the whole thing. So with the old oil filter removed, I'm going to install a new one. So I'm just going to lube this O-ring up with some used motor oil or some new motor oil. And you want to make sure that the gasket came off with the old filter. That way you don't cause a double gasket and a leak. So I know the old O-ring came off, so I'm just going to lube this up. And you want to go hand tight and maybe a quarter turn from that, but you don't want to use a tool on oil filters. Just snug it up and then maybe another, kind of harder turn, and it should be more than tight. So I'm gonna go throw this on, and then I'm gonna make sure I install a new drain plug or new crush washer with the drain bolt and tighten that to spec, and then I'll just be filling it up with oil. So pretty simple. So I just tightened up the oil filter. Like I said earlier, you just wanna go hand tight, snug it up with a nice pair of gloves on, that way you get a good grip. So that's all tight. You don't wanna use a tool or anything for that. And then I just replaced the drain plug and torqued it to spec. So on this generation, this is the Gen 2 Coyote, they still have a factory drain bolt, not a plastic one. So I just got a new bolt with the O-ring and torqued it to spec. Sometimes you can delete the O-ring and use a typical crush washer, but in this case, I just kept the O-ring, tightened that bolt on, made sure it's to spec and made sure nothing leaks. And now all I have to do is add 7.7 quarts of my oil to the crankcase. So I'm just gonna get a funnel down there, add the oil, make sure it's correct in the dipstick, and that'll conclude the oil change. So it's pretty simple. We definitely recommend you do it on your own and save your trip from the dealer or a shop. So I'm gonna go add the oil and we'll be pretty much done with it. So my camera is having trouble focusing, but I'll add a picture if I can remember of what a dipstick looks like and where you should be on the specifications. It's located here, and if you pull it out, there's two circles, pretty much drilled through holes on the dipstick and a cross-hatching pattern. You wanna make sure there's oil on the dipstick, and you wanna ensure that the oil level is within those two holes. Ideally, you want it at the top of the hole. That kind of indicates full, and anywhere in between is in spec. The lower stop, or the one that's lower on the end of the dipstick, is the minimum level, and anywhere in between is okay, but ideally you want to get to the full mark. Additionally, now all I'm going to do is just start up the truck, let it idle for a couple of seconds, and then check the oil again, make sure it's within proper specifications, and then I'm just going to check and take a peek under the car, make sure there's no leaks. But after that, you're all done. So I'm going to get in and reset the oil interval change level to make sure that that's all set up, and then I'll be good to go for another 45 to 5,000 miles. So now that I'm in the truck, I'm just gonna go to trip and fuel, and I like to keep my second trip, my oil change monitor. So as you can see, I'm at 4,000 miles. I'm gonna go reset this just for my own sake of tracking. So now I know in the next 4,000 to 4,500 miles, maybe 5,000 miles, I'll do another oil change. And then you can also go further into display mode, and here's the Ford factory kind of oil life meter. So I don't really follow this. As you can see, it's at 56%, which is probably going to be another 4,000 miles or 5,000 miles. So I don't like to follow that, so I like to do 5,000 miles max between oil changes. But I'm going to go ahead and reset this now. And now it's reset. So now that concludes the oil change. So it's pretty simple. So I just pulled the truck out now that the oil change is done. As you can see, it was a pretty simple process. If you guys have any questions regarding the service or anything else, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. And if you have any suggestions on future things you want to see done to the truck or anything else that I do, also leave it in the comment section below. If you liked the video, please consider dropping a like. It helps a lot. And if you want to subscribe, that'd also be really good for the channel. It lets me know that you guys like the videos and want to see what's going on. And as always, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.